All right, Capricorns, this is going to be your new moon message. I'm starting with my inner child oracle deck. This is going to be for Capricorn. You can apply to your sun, moon, rising, Venus. Whoa, we're not doing 3 cards, bro. Okay, one wanted to stay out. What is that? Write a letter. Let's see. Write a letter. Writing down our thoughts and emotions can help us become more aware of them, as many things reside within us that we might not know until we give them space to come forth. Now is the time to write a letter either to your inner child or as your inner child. Have patience with this process. Give yourself plenty of time in which to do it. So write a letter to your inner child, or you could even write an letter as your inner child to your current self. So either way, basically roles reversed. You as your current self to your inner child, or your inner child to your current self. But whatever perspective works better for you, I think it's very important to also see what comes up with the exercise of you being your inner child, you getting in tune with your inner child. You might be like, well, how do I know what my inner child needs? Or, what am I supposed to say? And it's about sitting and meditating on that energy and listening to your heart and really letting whatever comes up and comes out come up and come out, and pay attention to what that is directing you toward, what your heart wants you to do, or how your heart wants you to show up at this time. That is going to be key. And because it just feels like for some of you guys, Capricorn, you may be repressing certain needs that you have, certain wants that you have. Like you might be saying like, oh, it's fine, or I'm good without those things, or I'll be okay. But it feels like you actually should honor your inner child and fight for these things, and know that it's worth it. You know what I mean? If it's something that you're like resonates in your heart and something that would help you to, because I feel like this is also going to help you like heal your worldview. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it's going to help heal like your brain chemistry. You know what I mean? Like it's going to make you see the world differently, and by like pursuing the things that your inner child wants you to pursue, prioritizing those things. And so I think that it is going to open you up to more beauty and more harmony and more joy and more love in the world. So write the letter, write the letter and get more familiar with your own needs, and then start to make a plan to honor those needs. So angel number oracle, let's see what comes out for you. Why are you being called to write this letter? What else is this trying to tell you right now with this new moon in Aries? I'm just hearing neglect, so it just could be self-neglect, to be quite honest. Yeah, there could even be a need to forgive yourself. I feel like a lot of you guys are making like a lot of progress in your life. You could need to forgive others as well. It could be like family members, your parents, siblings, just people who were maybe supposed to look out for you as well. It feels like that's a big wound that you guys are dealing with. Like, it could even be like how you were hoping for people to show up for you, or what you were hoping for people to even do for you, and it's not even in like an opportunistic way, because I feel that for you, Capricorn, maybe you didn't really have much support in your life. I know for a lot of you guys you didn't, and that's a common theme of Capricorn. And so just this Aries new moon, you guys being a cardinal sign as well, I know a lot of the cardinal signs have those an interesting relationship with like their own development, and being, what's that called, influenced by those who did raise them, but also then having to kind of parent themselves in a lot of ways as they get older, and have to kind of like dismantle certain belief systems and things like that. So that could be important as well. Writing down a letter to your inner child could even, or as your inner child, could help you to see like certain wounds that were inflicted on you, or how you have even changed, like how maybe your hope has changed, or how your faith has changed over time with this forgiveness card and progress card. It feels like it like I said, it's going to open you up to more joy, more hope, more faith, more love, more gratitude. 1, 2, 3 being progress, and it being a butterfly, it really does feel like right now you are simply transforming. You could already be actively trying to forgive or trying to heal. You could be finding that certain things that affected you in the past don't affect you as negatively as they did. You could be like really proud of yourself for having new coping mechanisms or just handling things differently than you used to. And so you should be very proud of your progress, Capricorn. That's one thing that I think this Aries new moon is going to be showing you. But it could also test you. There could be something that happens where there is like a need, like the question arises of like, have you actually like forgiven? Have you actually been able to get over this thing? I don't know why it feels like a trigger or something, but it could be a test, and it feels like this test is actually going to show you that yes, you have learned the lesson. Yes, you have like learned to respond differently or handle things differently. So that's really exciting as well. Yeah, even I'm looking back at that write a letter card, and I know at the end it says have patience with this process, give yourself plenty of time in which to do it. And that is like referring to writing the letter itself. But like I was saying earlier, this could also be about like processing how you feel, processing what you need, processing what you want, and specifically what your inner child wants. So again, with this like forgiveness and progress, those who you need to forgive, even forgiving yourself. Maybe in the past you have betrayed yourself because you were disconnected from your inner child and you were just trying to survive, or you were just trying to do what you thought was best, but now you're being encouraged to honor like your true needs and your true nature as well. Don't go against your nature, like for instance to make money or things like that. And so there's this need to forgive yourself and possibly even seek forgiveness from other people. This write a letter, I know it's saying to write a letter to yourself, but this could also end up being like writing a letter to another person. Maybe you don't send it, maybe it's to a parent, maybe it's to an ex-lover, maybe it's, you know, something like that. But it feels like even if you don't send it, that this could help you start to make progress in terms of letting go and starting to honor your heart and honor what you really need, you know? So let's see what this is, you know, referring to and what you should overall too many cards, sorry. Overall, these fell on the floor. This one fell right on top and it's upright. So we're keeping that. And it's a grand trine, which is beautiful energy. This feels like everything coming together. So like I said, this Aries new moon could actually be like super healing for you guys. It could actually help a lot of things come full circle for you guys, help you connect the dots in a lot of ways. It could even feel like things finally are making sense or finally working out, or just finally aligning, finally starting to feel a little bit easier than they did in the past. And so I do think this is going to even help you to see where, oh, like certain actions tied into certain outcomes, or, you know, how you can respond differently, or how you can even challenge yourself to with grand trines. It makes me think of, because the card says blessings, so it makes me think of an easeful energy in your life, luck, even positivity, alignment, but needing to like tap into it and use it to your advantage. So this is why this might be a good time to like write the letter to your inner child, or write the letter to another person. Maybe you are supposed to send the letter, initiating that healing, having the heart to hearts, you know, trying to seek that progress right now. This is a good and opportune time to do so for you, Capricorn, because it is likely to have more positive outcomes, even with like all of these transits. Once the moon moves into Mars, I think that this energy is going to be even more true. And over these next few days, we're going to see like healing and closure and breakthroughs and confessions and things like that happening as well. And just people starting to kind of like feel more confident in where they're headed, or, you know, even with what they've been through, processing it in a new light and being able to see things from a new perspective. I think that's going to be very important for you guys over this next week or so, you know. But I am going to leave it there for you, Capricorn. I wish you the very best. What I'm also channeling is, because grand trine energy, one thing I will say, grand trine energy and then the 303, it does make me think about like healing certain connections with people, like the connection to multiple planets. And I do feel like grand trines can kind of reflect that harmony, you know. in our lives. And so when I think of harmony and then the forgiveness, it does make me think of like reconciliation or healing your connections with a certain person. So if maybe it is that parent or the person you wanted to write that letter to, maybe it is the person that in the letter you're writing as the perspective of your inner child, maybe that person comes up, maybe that's the connection that you need to address. But it does feel like there could be like a healing to some kind of connection, a like bringing of forces together. Like I said, it could be like it could even be for some of you like burying the hatchet, or realizing that you and someone are actually like supposed to work together or supposed to be in each other's lives or something. So that's the other thing I wanted to say. I just started channeling. So definite progress, meant momentum building as well with the progress in the 1 2 3, and a lot of changes taking place as these things start to click and align and come full circle for you, Capricorn. So that's a beautiful energy, and I wish you the very best. I'm excited for you, and I'll talk to you soon.